Oh, there do they call to me. Oh, there do they call to me. Oh, there do they call to me. She's ready.
Find your way home. You are free.
God of War 2018 is a masterpiece. Although moving towards open world-esque gameplay and changing over to Norse mythology, God of War 2018 doesn't even skip a beat. This new world Sony Santa Monica has built offers everything that a continuation from Greek mythology just couldn't. There's no mystery left in Greek mythology. We've explored it for 6 games. 3 of those games were prequels. And with the ending of God of War 3, there really isn't anything left to explore. By the time the events of God of War 3 have wrapped, Ares has died, Athena is dead, Poseidon's eyes were gouged out by, guess who? Hades was murdered, Helios' head was ripped off by guess who? All of Hermes' limbs were cut off, and Zeus was killed to end the game. Oh yeah, and Kratos learned what Aphrodite was the goddess of. Point is, Greek mythology was done to death. Literally. The world of Norse mythology built by Sony Santa Monica is full of mystery. Everything we learn is completely new to the player. God of War 2018 takes this opportunity to build a fresh world and start a new story. Kratos has grown as a person, and the tone of this game represents that, and it lets you know immediately. God of War 3 begins with Kratos climbing on top of Titans, ascending Mount Olympus. God of War 2018 starts with chopping down a tree. Now, is it weird to say that I like the chopping down a tree beginning a lot more? No longer is Kratos a man seeking revenge, ripping anyone's head off in the process. Kratos is a father trying to get by in a world that is not even his own. He is a man that wants to forget his past of anger and violence. Kratos wants to hide his past from his own son, hoping that he never learns of the monster he once was. This is not the same Kratos we were left with in God of War 3. Kratos is older, more matured, and even more bitter, and he no longer talks in all caps.
Zeus! Your son has returned. I bring the destruction of Olympus!
And the entire plotline of the game is built on this. Well, not the caps part, but everything before that. Rather than commanding an assault on Olympus or setting out to take revenge on the gods, he simply wishes to spread the ashes of his past wife. You can feel the personality of Kratos and his feeling of sadness. Sad that he lost another family member and is now left to raise his boy alone. And now that we're speaking of Kratos the dad, let's not get it twisted. Kratos is cold to his son. Kratos is an asshole. He scalds him for his mistakes, puts him in dangerous situations. But this never shows Kratos doesn't love and care for Atreus. Kratos not only grows as an individual, but also as a parent. Kratos learns to be forgiving for Atreus. He learns to account for his mistakes. And he takes this journey as a time to teach him and not just yell at him. And Kratos would stop at nothing to keep him safe. And when he's threatened, the old Kratos comes out and somebody's head is getting ripped off.
No. Stay back!
Now, before all the God of War fanboys jump into the comments screaming about how the originals had just as much storyline depth and just as many emotional sequences, yes, the original trilogy had an amazing storyline, and it is one of my favorite stories I ever heard from a video game when I was a kid. But I think what makes people believe the new God of War is way more story focused is because it never loses focus of the main objective. God of War 2018's plot is completely focused on family and protecting what you have left. You're going to the top of the mountain to scatter your wife's ashes. That's her last wish. There's just shit in the way. You get through it, you scatter the ashes. All of God of War 1 is a mission to kill Ares. Yes, you're killing him because he tricked you into murdering your family, but after your 9th boss fight, you kind of lose sight of your motivations and just accept Ares must die because the plot demands it. God of War 2, we see Kratos still haunted by the memory of his family's murder. But then Kratos begins to take over all of Greece and is warned by Athena, hey dickhead, you can't keep doing this, the gods will not let this happen. Kratos pretty much says fuck off and continues, and then Zeus betrays him. This leaves Kratos' motivation for the rest of the game to be getting to Zeus to get his revenge. This leads us right into God of War 3, where Kratos is leading an attack on Olympus to, guess what, get his revenge on Zeus. The point is, the original God of Wars had all the same amount of emotion. It was very gripping if you paid attention. But as soon as the gameplay goes on for more than 20 minutes, you're just stuck in a constant rage simulator. The point is, God of War has always been a fun game to pick up, kill a few gods, and then come back later. And it has always had a rich mythological lore. The original games were some of my favorite stories, but never has it been such a personal tale of tragedy and coming of age for both characters involved. The original trilogy, outside of the first game, never truly matches the emotional depth of God of War 2018. You can slowly see the series lose sight of what made it so gripping. Yes, the amazing boss fights played a huge part in it, but by God of War 3, also known as Boss Fight Simulator, the giant set piece and god-killing well is sort of dried up, and Sony Santa Monica knew this. God of War 2018 isn't short of god-killing, or amazing set pieces, just look at this dragon boss fight. But is for sure a breath of fresh air and a step into a direction I hope to see for a long time with this franchise. I would love to go further in depth with my analysis, but do not want to spoil the game for anyone still considering to play this game or at least watching it on YouTube. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in a version that focuses more on plot events and lore, then by all means leave a like and drop a comment down below. I'm looking to do this type of video in the future, but I need game suggestions to analyze next. I was thinking the Batman Arkham games, especially since we should have a new one announced at some point soon, but that's just a suggestion I have. If you have any ideas, make sure to comment them down below. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Have a wonderful day, stay safe, and peace out.